Hello everyone and good welcome to Braintree Town for a new competition between Braintree and West Ham United at the Rare Breed Meat Community Stadium, the Company Stadium, and of course it's the National League Cup, a new competition that's been made for this season. It came around at the beginning of October, and it gives a chance for National League sides and of course the 5th division of football in England to play against some of the top sides in the academy football for top British clubs in the Premier League and the Championship. And of course the fixture tonight, Braintree Town versus West Ham United under 21s. Both of these sides in Group D. There are 4 groups in this competition. How it works is it's made up of 32 sides, 16 from the National League, 16 from the Premier League 2, and the National League clubs will be the hosts in every fixture. And the prize money as well will be going to the National League side. So although it gives them another fixture to play, it certainly does offer them a lucrative bit of prize money to be won at the end of the season, which can make them much greater as they look up the divisions above them. So the sides for this game here at the Rare Breed Meat Co Stadium in Braintree, just 36 miles northeast of West Ham. It is 4 changes made from the manager Angelo Harrop since their game at the weekend where they drew 0-0 to Brackley Town in the FA Cup. Did go on to lose on penalties. In goal, Lucas Covalan. Making his first start, number 24, Rio Davison-Phipps, with Frankie Terry, George Langston and Ryan Clampin making that back 4. Further in front of them is James Vennings, Tom Blackwell, who comes back into the side after being benched at the weekend. Jay Cooper keeping his place with Kyril Lisby, John Akinde, and another player making his first start in Braintree colours is Lanray Balogun. The substitutions for the hosts: Louis Ainsley, number 9 Ini Effiong, number 10 Callum Powell, number 18 Matt Robinson, number 22 Jermaine Francis, and number 23 Finlay Wilkinson. As for the Hammers, headed by Mark Robson, he makes wholesale changes, in fact, since their 3-0 defeat against Fulham on Friday. Keeping his spot in goal, of course, is Finlay Herrick. And for the first time in a long time, it looks to be a back 4 deployed by Mark Robson. Making up that back 4 from right to left, Junior Robinson, Louis Zhao, Caelan Casey and Sean Tarima. Lewis Orford and Tyronak Patter are two of three players, including Herrick, that have kept their spot in the starting lineup. They keep their place in midfield alongside one another, and from what looks like it's going to be a front four, of course, Emeka Adiele, Kamari Swire and Ollie Scarles making that front three, with Josh Ajala just in front of those attackers. On the bench is Sean Moore, substitute goalkeeper Lanre Awesu, who hasn't played since April. Dan Rigg, favour for me. Back in contention for the under-21s is Aeridas Golombekis. Louis Brown, who of course has a point to prove after being sent off on Friday's fixture with Josh Briggs. So that makes the lineups in perfect time for kickoff, as it's Braintree who will get us off underway as they host Premier League 2 outfit, a side we all know and love, West Ham United, who of course are coming into this game off the back of 4 defeats. They'll be looking to try and make it a first win in their first ever game of the National League Cup. A really promising competition that will allow not just Premier League 2 clubs to try and develop and exposed to sides with senior footballers, but also a chance for these National League clubs who don't have many opportunities for much prize money in the game. Of course, they have a few competitions, the FA Cup, which Braintree were knocked out of at the weekend in the first round. There's our first firework of Bonfire Night. I'm sure we'll be hearing that plenty of times this evening. But of course, Braintree 0-0 against Brackley Town at the weekend. Of course, Brackley Town, a side lower than them in the football pyramid, a semi-professional side up against a Braintree side who are a professional team in the National League. They, of course, were frustrated at being made to look like the worst side out of the two. And then they came up short on penalties, lost 6-5 to Brackley Town. So prize money in that competition has been ended, but this is an opportunity for them to try and get a bit of money before that summer next year. It's so crucial for these sides. It can really keep them afloat, but also add really important figures on the pitch, but also develop their club off it in the way their academy is structured, but also just regular day-to-day stuff, like a nice clubhouse or infrastructure that can benefit them from becoming a National League side to breaking in to professional football. As Braintree are enjoying the ball early on here. As for West Ham, they know these competitions relatively well. Their time in the EFL Trophy came to an end against Cheltenham recently, as they lost 3-1. 3 games and 3 losses against senior sides in Newport, Cheltenham and Reading. And they were all ranked League 2 and League 1. Now they're up against a side in the National Leagues. They'll hope they'll try and make their fortunes better in this competition compared to the EFL Trophy. But Mark Robson was satisfied with their performance against Cheltenham, albeit it was a 3-1 defeat. He said his side have shown enough positivity. The only issue is they need a bit more creativity and a bit more clinical ability in that final third. Just a bit more creativity, really. But right now it's Braintree who have the ball in their final third, and they have the first corner of the afternoon or the evening. Number 11, Che Cooper, trying to go in short. He lofted towards that back post. Herrick with a palm. Here's John Akinde. So these competitions from the Premier League are all part of the player performance and progression plan, where they try to expose these youngsters to the physical side of the game. Of course, going into this game, you'd expect this West Ham side to be the more technical of the two, but Braintree certainly the more powerful. and physical. Already you've got Amika Adiele trying to go in on his Braintree counterpart, and Braintree come away with the free kick here.
I have a message for Charlie O'Connor. That's Charlie O'Connor. Driving licence has been handed in to the VAR. If you'd like to come and collect it, that's Charlie O'Connor. The driver's licence has been handed in to the VAR.
A message on the tannoy for a fan. Someone losing their driver's licence. Whilst he goes and collects it, Braintree find themselves on the attack. Wouldn't have liked to have missed a goal, but I'm sure he'll be relieved to have found his precious ID once it's back in his possession. Goal kick for the Hammers. Well, it looked like it was going to be a goal kick. In fact, it's going to be a throw. Sean Tarima and Junior Robinson, the fullbacks for West Ham. Here's Orford with one of his first touches of the game. Of course, coming off the back of a disappointing 3-0 defeat to Fulham on Friday. West Ham dominated large parts of that second half, but just didn't really have the cutting edge in that final third to be able to create something and put it away. As Braintree looks to try and put away this chance, unable to find its target. It goes out for another West Ham goal kick. And the number 16, Kyra Lisby, who just a yard behind the ball when it was played in. West Ham will now take one of their short goal kicks. Typically used to make the advantage of that numerical advantage. And they've got the majority of their defensive players close to their goalkeeper to be able to pass out from the back, and they're doing it well here. That's a poor header from Junior Robinson, which allows Braintree to come away with it. Tidy footwork, but had Robinson and Tarima to work around. It'll be another throw for Braintree. Of course, how the format works, if you're just joining us in the National League Cup, this is the first game for these sides ever, as it is a new competition. They're in Group D. In this group, of course, you have 4 National League sides, 4 Premier League 2 sides. And in West Ham's group, Tottenham Hotspur, West Brom and Nottingham Forest. They complete the PL2 sides. And as for National League, joining Braintree, Ebbsfleet, Dagenham and Redbridge and Sutton. So West Ham will have a trip to Dagenham Redbridge. That's on the 21st of January. That'll be their last group stage game. And they know a lot about Dagenham and Redbridge. Have already played a game there this season in the Premier League International Cup. So maybe that won't feel like an away game like today might. They already played them in a pre-season game as well. Beat them 1-0 at Dagenham and Redbridge. Lofted ball. But unable to find the target of Kamari Swire, who looks to be playing maybe together with Josh Ajala. It can be a fairly fluid West Ham side. Originally looking at the lineup, you'd think Kamika Adiele, Kamari Swire and Ollie Scarles are playing in that attacking 3 with Ajala just in front of them. Swire does like to act as that focal point at times as well, as he tries to play a neat pass into Orford, and he does so well. Robinson's lurking. Swire with the run, manages to beat his man, and he puts in a low ball. Here's Ajala, first opportunity on goal, and West Ham get their first goal of the National League Cup, and it's Josh Ajala with a composed finish.
First goal this evening for West Ham United.
The goalkeeper for Braintree, Kovalan, rooted. Just a witness to that fine Ajala finish. Well worked from Orford, and a lovely touch from Swire. as you'd think he may fancy going to Skulls, who's on the edge of the box with more green room in front of him, but he put it into a more advanced position, and it worked out extremely well, just how he'd have liked. And Ajala's quick thinking, too quick for the goalkeeper to react. Of course, his first goal since the 1-0 win at Norwich for the under-21s, of course. It came at the end of September. In regards to this National League Cup, the top two in each group will qualify for the quarter-finals, and a standard knockout phase will take place. So, opening 10 minutes, Josh Ajala is what separates these two. His strike meeting Kamari Swire's low ball. Here's Luizao. Braintree willing to press. Casey with an awkward clearance. So no doubt that it's a throw into the side in orange. George Langston with the throw. Can play centre half and right back. He's their captain. He'll try and take the long throw to put it into dangerous area. And here from the fans around the ground. Calls for handball, but the referee believes nothing was in that. Have a look back here on Luizao. Looks like the final touch came off his elbow. Braintree striking from distance. Not much power. Was on target. Never troubling Herrick. Orford and Robinson just trying to link up, but Robinson a bit too advanced for Orford's back heel. Here's Langston. Playing in that right centre-half position, but also one to be having the responsibility of those throw-ins. As it's launched long. Halligan up there, the number 25, who of course is making his first start for Braintree this evening. Giving away a foul and allowing West Ham to just nullify that brief Braintree pressure. This was the shot just moments ago from their left back, Ryan Clampin. Joined from Eastleigh in the summer. Well read, but Braintree managed to come away with it. And it's Che Cooper. You could argue the pass was there to be played, but instead he fancied his left foot. Didn't have the accuracy. Slight fortune as well, as he managed to get the ball after Orford came in sliding. Unable to convert his chance. Scarles. Deft flick towards Ajala. Ollie Scarles came on as a substitute on Friday and played in that midfield role with Ryan Battram. Scarles trying to do his defensive duties up against Tom Blackwell. West Ham come away with it. Here's the goal scorer, Ajala. As they now play it out to that right-hand side where they found a bit of room. Here's Swire, who got the assist for the first goal. Forced to cut it back. Still Robinson. This is a very good run. Robinson! Oh, what a save! Coverland coming down to his left-hand side to meet that effort from Junior Robinson. It opened up for him in between those two defenders. You thought it could have just nestled into that far corner once it left his boot. The corner kick for West Ham is the result. Confident run from Robinson, backing his ability, bringing it infield and getting West Ham a corner. Movement going on just towards the right of the box, but it's lofted in. Easily dealt with by Braintree. A cheeky bit of play there from Akpata, who just read the movement of the opposition, which allowed him to just bring it back. Here he is again. Tarima. Akpata giving it away, and now they get it through past Casey. Can they make it 1-1? He had to do it after that. The number 14, John Akinde. The last time he scored was on the 5th of October, and he scores exactly a month later against West Ham to get the equaliser here at Braintree.
First goal this evening for Braintree Town.
Disappointing from West Ham on a defensive aspect. Getting it past Akpata and then taking it beyond Casey. Tarima was the only player left back there. Unable to convert it the first time. And all it needed was a tap-in for the second. 1-1. So already 2 goals in the opening quarter of an hour. And West Ham, and Josh Ajala especially, as their goal cancelled out by John Akinde, who did all the hard work getting it in behind, although West Ham did look quite weak defensively when he managed to get it past and was just one-on-one with the goalkeeper. Here he is again, Akinde, with an eye for goal. West Ham trying to keep it under their spell, but instead just heading it to the opposition. That could have been a fine run by Kirill Lisby. Here's Adieli having a run of his own. Here's the reverse pass to Ajala. Orford. Was Braintree right now and 21st in the National League, only 3 wins all season, 13 points to their name, 2 points off safety, lost 3 in a row in the league, only won 3 games all season, having played 15. Of course, they were promoted last season. They won the National South playoff final, and they beat Worthing, of course, 4-3. Worthing went 3-0 up, and on the bench that day was Brad Dolligan. Came on as a substitute for the final 15 minutes of the full 90. And of course, it was 3 apiece at full time, which is what saw it go to extra time, which is when Braintree completed what looked like an unbelievably unlikely comeback. And they got their 4th goal in that extra time, which sees them playing National League football. Also, it was against the run of play when West Ham scored. Haven't really been looking at this side of the pitch much of the game. A lot of it has been Braintree. Although the only effort they've really had at goal was Akinde's strike. Before that was clamping. Herrick came down to collect the effort from the Braintree left back. West Ham are confident with the ball. That's what Mark Robson has said, how they've been good on the ball. It's just been that cutting edge in the final third they've lacked, which is what's seen them suffer 4 defeats in a row. Ham playing it safely around the back of Tarima. Robinson. Linking up with Swire. Here is Robinson again. West Ham confident in their passing as they spray it from right to left. Swire not confident there as he gives it away. Braintree have to be quick there as Adieli was closing in. They tried to work it from this right. Looked like it could have ended up being a shot there from Kyril Lisby. Their number 16, the forward. Was it Cray Valley last season in their spectacular FA Cup run, which was ended by Charlton. It was also at West Ham United before that in their under-18s, left to Watford in October 2021. Now finds himself, of course, breaking into his 20s, seeking first team senior football. And so far their top goal scorer this season, 3 goals to his name. Now, actually, John Akinde, who was on 2 going into this game, Braintree's goal scorer this tonight. He finds himself joint top goal scorer with the ex-West Ham youngster, Kyril Lisby. Well worked by the Hammers down this left. Orford. Scarles, you could see, trying to make the run, but Orford just keeping the ball at his feet. Alright, Patter constantly looking to move when he gets the ball. Assessing all options, Adieli. Turn and hold, you can hear the West Ham bench say, as Orford kept the ball at his feet in a stationary position. Now Louis Howe will launch one towards Ajala. Patter, good strength, winning the free kick up against Kyril Lisby. In fact, Lanray Balogun. West Ham, the ball in an advanced position to try and get their second. They play it patiently behind them and now try to find the attacking run. Swire with a nice flick into Orford. There's the unexpected pass to Scarles, and now it's worked to Louis Howe in an unfamiliar left wing position, the centre half. You can perhaps see he's not the most practiced of players in that position as he gives it away with that heavy touch, and Scarles will win another foul. Adieli with purpose in his run. Now Scarles up against Kyril Lisby. Another throw for the away side. Nice view of the fireworks beyond that building just behind the Braintree goal. West Ham being forced all the way back. Good structure here from Braintree, just not allowing them an opening. Tarima. Ajala dropping deep. Perhaps he can sense a lack of creativity from the Hammers and wants to get involved, try and make something happen. You see, it's a very fluid lineup. Robinson, of course, a versatile player down that right-hand side, so often will play in that right midfield role. Swire, who's playing more towards the right this first half so far in the opening 25 minutes. Tarima with a slight nudge. Swire will chase and give away a foul. Unfortunate, as the Braintree player was flying in on him. I think it was James Vennings, the number 6. In fact, it was the Che Cooper who launched himself over Swire and won the foul. See both players contesting for it. You see maybe why that was given as a foul against Swire, as he did stop his run. Braintree unable to make the most of that long ball. West Ham will welcome a throw. So one apiece if you're joining us as we enter the final 20 minutes of this first half. Over the midway stage of the first 45. Braintree taking on West Ham United live on the West Ham YouTube channel in the first game of Group D in the National League Cup. A new tournament made by the Premier League to allow Premier League 2 sides an opportunity to be exposed to more senior sides. Of course, they've got the EFL trophy. Now the National League Cup's been an addition to the PL2 sides and their development. Of course, allowing these National League sides to gain valuable prize money at the end of the season should results go their way and they end up being crowned champions of the first ever tournament. A free kick for the Hammers, as Adieli is fouled by Rio Davison Phipps. You can really hear the fireworks. A bad night for football commentary cliches. West Ham will look to get a bang here as Orford floats one in. Scarles. Casey. Louis Zhao playing fairly advanced. Usually one of the players is relied upon when West Ham are defending to be that last player to help out his goalkeeper to ensure no 1-on-1 matters or happens. Here he is playing like a central midfielder, but you can see him just there in the bottom right of your screen, trotting back to his favoured centre half position. Of course, you'd expect with these competitions that the National League sides would provide the power and the pace. Not to say the Premier League 2 sides wouldn't provide pace as well. There's certainly a big size difference between these two sides. Here's one of the bigger players for Braintree, firing one at Eric, but he had the safe hands. Just collect that effort. Coming in from the wide position to try and get a second. That did have some venom in it. It was a great bit of connection as well. Here's Casey. Could be put under pressure. Braintree don't put it on him. Here's Adieli. Davison Phipps looks to try and win it back. Now Akpata. Skulls in a bit of room. West Ham looking promising here, but there's not many players in the box. Now there is, just in front of the intended target. I think it was Junior Robinson making that centre forwards run towards the 6-yard box. Skulls with no black shirts breaking into the box until the very last moment, where you had Robinson sliding in just in front of the Braintree fullback clamping. So half an hour gone. Josh Ajala's early goal cancelled out by John Akinde's third of the season. West Ham, of course, looking like they're playing a back four, originally going into this game with 4 players you'd typically associate with defending. Perhaps not Junior Robinson, but no other players that may be looking to play in that defensive role. Of course, we often see Ollie Skulls like to play in that left wing back role, but he's looking fairly more advanced. How they work, West Ham, is Amika Adieli likes to play in that left wing back role as well, so at times it can be seen as a back four and other times seen as their typical back three with KC, Luizao and Tarima. Warford trying to find Robinson, and he does. Calls for a penalty. Ajala having words as well. Robinson went down for a second time, it seemed, but Braintree don't care as they look to carry on. Good first touch, but the second just letting down Davison Phipps as Adieli pounces onto him to win it back. Luizao with the number 16 Kyra Lisby's hands all over him, and he wins the foul. A slight grin on his face. Just here is the replay. Robinson perhaps going down to ground fairly easy. The second time as well he had a bit of a shirt pull. Referee didn't see anything in that. Kovalan. This ball intercepted by Robinson. He flicks it up and hits him in the face, but keeps the ball. Casey. West Ham certainly with the more passes in this first half, as you'd expect with the technical ability they possess. You'll see some of the players that Braintree have. Fair size difference between the two, especially players like Lanray Balogun and Kyra Lisby, but that's what these competitions are set up to do, to give West Ham and the other Premier League 2 sides of exposure to coming up against these big players, these big physical players. What a ball that is. Robinson maybe takes a touch too many as he just slows down that West Ham momentum in the attack, and it completely dies down as West Ham give away a foul. Of course, West Ham currently holding their own against the National League side. However, in the EFL Trophy, finished bottom, scored twice and conceded 7. Cheltenham were the side to finish top, Reading second and Newport third, finishing with 0 points, but Mark Robson was certainly happy or satisfied with the performances his side put in those 3 games. Casey leaping up high. Lisby back to Vennings. West Ham pounce on a Braintree mistake, but can they make it count? Swire. West Ham's number 7 up against the Braintrees, and it's the Braintree number 7, Tom Blackwell, that wins that battle. West Ham getting into good positions. Braintree making some unforced errors, but West Ham just unable to convert or make any of these chances really count, especially when they get the ball into good areas. I suppose it just highlights what Mark Robson has said previously about their cutting edge in the final third. Just having that inability to make their final third possession count. Robinson looking around. I wonder if these fireworks will affect the players and their communication. Would have to shout double loud to be able to hear one another. Adieli, Akpata. Good reverse pass back to Adieli. Lovely turn, lovely goal as well. Rolled home by Ollie Scarles. Incredibly well worked down that left-hand side between Akpata and Adieli. The communication on point between the number 4 and number 11, and Scarles there where it counted most to roll one home. 2-1 to the Hammers. The turn completely fooling Blackwell. And the defending as well, questionable. Scarles knew exactly what he was doing, keeping it low, keeping it on target, and hoping he finds the back of the net, which he did. The player Frankie Terry, the centre half, sliding in, but too late there. The Scarles strike had already gone beyond him. So back underway as West Ham reinstore their 1-goal lead. This time a player who every West Ham fan knows. And interestingly enough, that's Ollie Scarles' first goal in a month. His last goal came on the 5th of October. Another player, just like Braintree's and Ikinde, scored exactly a month ago. Scarles, however, got a consolation goal against Manchester City in that 4-1 defeat. Louis Zhao shielding the ball away from Blackwell. Both sets of players believing it was theirs. Louis Zhao looking very animated there on the byline, having words with the assistant referee. Braintree have a chance to make something count from this corner. Che Cooper trying to provide the short option as he did in their first corner very early on in this game. Back out to Blackwell. Well, it looked like it was going to be back out to him, but it was an interception from a Hammers player, kept alive by Cooper. Here's Clampin. Don't have any power on that, allowing to Warford to chest it down and play it out to Robinson, but he made up for his error there. Clampin winning it back and darting down this left-hand side. against Tarima. Not beating Tarima for the second time. It looked like he almost got the better of West Ham's number 5, but Tarima did his work well there. Adieli. Patter. Adieli to Louise Au's left to provide a wide option. Instead he plays it centrally. Yeah, the West Ham fans making the noise now that the fireworks have died down, allowing them to try and spark on their team. Can they get a third? Josh Ajala looking for a brace, denied by the goalkeeper. Here's another player on a brace. Corner kick. Fancy Josh Ajala there. In a one-on-one position, but Hovland made himself big and saved it with his chest. Good defending from Langston, not allowing Scarles to get that shot on target. We approach the final 4 minutes of the first half. 2 goals in the first 15 minutes. As that's collected by Covalent. Louise out, unable to really gain any sort of accuracy on that header. A firm delivery, just didn't quite have the execution from Louise Au, whereas able to steer it on target. In Braintree trying to work it down the right hand side, but Louise Au reads it well. And Orford's foul from Blackwell, free kick for the Hammers. So West Ham with just over 2.5 minutes to go to try and control this 2-1 lead, or this lead they've got. They obviously want to add to it whenever they can. But currently, we'll be going into this break in the lead against a tough Braintree side. But West Ham have showed their quality at times in their passing patterns. However, it's been fairly equal. West Ham with more of the strikes on goal. But apart from that, it's been a game that's been mainly played in the middle of the pitch. So Scar's trying to make a run. Ajala's heavy pass, too much for Orford. Orford and Ajala trying to close in on their Braintree counterparts, but it's then sprayed out well to this right-hand side to Davis and Phipps. Here's the goal scorer for Braintree, Akinde. Now Kyra Lisby. Davis and Phipps trying to close in, but Braintree win it back. Unforced error. Vennings. Blackwell trying to curl one. Safely into the hands of Herrick, who rolls it out quickly. And Orford spots a chance for Scarles to pounce on. Too much on it for West Ham's left winger tonight. Louisa putting his laces through that. More height than direction, however. As he clears it away that time, fairly unorthodoxly. Braintree centre half allowed time to assess his options and really try and play it long, but Casey read it well. So 1 minute added on, 3 goals in this first half, but 1 minute added on. Now Warford. Robinson making the run and winning the foul. First card awarded of the evening. And it's Lanray Balogun. That goes into the referee's book. A late challenge. Going to be hard on keeping up with Robinson. One of the fastest players on the pitch. Only player to try and get him so far has been Balogun. He gets a yellow card for it. So Louise out and Casey amongst the West Ham targets. What a way this would be to end the first half. Scarles whips it in with his left foot, and that will be the end of the action as it's collected by Covalan. West Ham took an early lead through Josh Ajala, which was then cancelled out by John Akinde. But then West Ham, later on in the first half, restored their 1-goal lead thanks to Ollie Scarles. But it was the excellent work of Tyron Akpata and Amika Adiele down the left-hand side that was able to open up room for Ollie Scarles in the Braintree penalty area. Their first ever first half completed in this National League Cup. We'll go over the goals in just a second. So Warford, you can see here, feeding it into Swire. Scarles in some room, but Ajala was the target, and what a strike that was. From close range, Covalan with his feet planted on the grass. And West Ham with a sloppy pass from Akpata, and Casey not doing himself any favours with that defending. It looked like West Ham got lucky there as Akinde struck the post, but the rebound fell his way, and there he was to just tap it home. Look at this play here. Akpata with a good firm pass into Adiele. Lovely turn. Got it on target and got the goal. So, Braintree 1, West Ham 2 at the break. We'll be back in just under 15 minutes' time for the start of the second half.
Pretty bubbles in. They fly over my
Remember the glory. From the Academy of Football to the champions of Europe, where our players became giants of the game and changed it forever, wearing our famous claret and blue. 60 years on, we wear the pride, we wear the passion, we wear the history, whilst making our own. Wear the greatness.
Right, you lot, today's a big day, because we know West Ham United is all about putting in the hard work, grafting for the bag. Yes, let's have it! And you've worked hard, early starts, late finishes. Oh, I've seen it, Science, selfless graft. We're not just cooking on the pitch, We're cooking off it too. And you do it all on your own, don't you? Well, not anymore. It's not just about the badge on your shirt. It's about what you wear on your sleeve and what that represents. Because this club don't exist without you. You pillars of the community. You champions of industry. You beautiful business owners. Now get out there and show me what you've got!
Our London. Real London. Nobody stays a stranger. The Bow Bells. Our London calling. More than just a place. The Cockney cool heard far and wide. Graft and dedication. Together for the ride. Born here, raised or made here, this is home. Our differences unite us, wherever we may roam. Our spirit strong, our pride runs deep. In our London, it's our dreams we keep. Through highs and lows, we rise and shine. Beyond these streets, the Bow Bells chime.
West Ham United legend Jimmy Walker has got himself in a spot of bother.
Hello, Claret Car Insurance. How can we help?
Company motor's broken down. It's match day.
I know just the company for the job.
NWVA. The fastest, most efficient, cost-effective vehicle assistance company in the UK. Right, Jimmy, let's get into this game, eh?
Nice one, Tom.
NWVA are proud partners of West Ham United.
Welcome back, everyone. As the players are back out on the pitch, there is going to be a substitution for Braintree. Number 18 looked to be, well, he's got his shirt there, and he's just in this pre-match, or pre-second half warm-up, I should say. Matt Robinson, the midfielder, about to come on, as is his colleague, Jermaine Francis. That's two midfield players coming on. Matt Robinson and Jermaine Francis, just waiting to hear who it is
Half-time
for.
substitutions for Braintree Town.
We'll find out now.
Coming on, number 5, Louis Annesley, replacing number 6, James Vennings. Coming on, number 18, Matt Robinson, placing number 11, Shay Cooper. Coming on, number 22, Jermaine Francis, replacing number 25, Laurent Wuju Balagon.
So you've just heard it there, but I'll just repeat it for you. On comes the defender, number 5, Louis Annesley. He replaces James Vennings. Then also, as we said earlier, Matt Robinson coming on for the number 11, Che Cooper. And number 22, another midfielder, coming on for Lanray Balagun. Of course, Balagun was booked late on in that first half for his challenge on Junior Robinson, which led to a West Ham free kick. Skulls took it, but it went straight into the goalkeeper's hands, and that was the end of the action. Here is the beginning of the second half action. No substitutions made by Mark Robson.
For this evening is 437.
So 437 in attendance here
Thank you for your support.
at the Rare Breed Co Stadium. And funnily enough, Braintree, their nickname is The Iron. They're taking on The Irons. And so far it's The Irons that are in the lead. Of course, you'd assume an army of Irons would beat one. Well, that's what's happening so far. So Warford, a poor play on words there, but West Ham enjoying the ball in their own half. Vajala trying to play a slick touch in towards Swire. Chested down and given back to Warford. And then play back to the goalkeeper, Kovalan. Braintree tried to pick it up and actually make something happen with Robinson. Clamping. Chested down. There's on the other substitutions, Annesley. Terry. Making on the inside. See Adieli. When West Ham aren't on the ball, really sticking next towards Louis Zhao as like an advanced left back. Also, when they're on the ball, it's like he's a left winger. There's his play with that man there, Tyron Akpata. Saw Skulls get the second for West Ham. And it was Adieli who got the assist. Of course, if you're just joining us, Braintree 1, West Ham 2 at the beginning of the second half here in the new National League Cup. But Braintree just a 36-mile journey north of Rush Green. So not far at all. And this isn't even the furthest West Ham will travel. Of course, they've still got fixtures in the National League Cup. Sutton on the 17th of December, Ebbsfleet on the 7th of January, and Dagenham and Redbridge on the 21st of January. So West Ham's first team have played there this season at Dagenham and Redbridge, and West Ham United under-21s played there earlier this season in a 2-2 draw against Benfica. Akpata fouled. That will be a second bookable offence for Braintree, and that's Louis Annesley. Only been on for 3 minutes and he's already in the referee's book. So not a good start to the second half for Braintree's number 5. Good work from Akpata to draw in the foul, to force it to. And here's Orford. Casey, see what he's trying to do, finding Adiele. Instead, Scars will be the beneficiary of that loose touch. Forced out wide. Trying to find Swire. Back out to Akpata. Robinson, being lively as ever, but falling into trouble. Casey commanding there. Like Orford was going to intercept that, but just lost his footing, allowing Braintree to spray it out to their right-hand side. Here's Blackwell, but Louise Howe there before Braintree's number 7 could have a sniff. Tidy ball into Swire, who was brought down. Referee believes nothing was in that. Braintree looks to try and pounce. Can they get an equaliser? Monumental defending there from Casey, an imperative interception. Sticking out his right foot, and Akpata coming in to help out his centre half. Clampin trying to wriggle away from Robinson. Robinson still sliding in. Braintree frustrated, and they should have had a foul. Orford trying to make a commanding run. And it falls kindly towards Ajala. Late challenge. George Langston, I'm sure, will be about to go into the book. So 2 Braintree players going into the referee's book in the early stages of this second half. Needless fouls, really, but West Ham, if anything, it's props to them. Managing to get him behind these lines and forcing Braintree to make the foul, albeit Langston had his hands on his head there in frustration at the referee's decision to award a foul, but West Ham will be delighted. Casey. Louis Howe trying to play it up in the air, but in doing so, giving it back to Kovalan. Of course, it was a first half, the majority of it being spent in the middle of the park. West Ham taking their opportunities more than Braintree. There were a couple of long shots from the hosts. One more challenging for Herrick, which was struck by Kyril Lesby. The other one from Ryan Clampin, who just fancied his chances from distance, which came down to Herrick's near post as he just collected the tame effort. Could hear the fireworks in the first half. Throughout the majority of it, yet to hear any bangs so far in this second period. Orford playing a lovely ball to unlock the Braintree defence as he tries to assist Adiele. Clever turn of direction there from Francis to just weave his way out of trouble. Louise Howe preventing any ball from going in behind. Orford. 2 smart passes there from Lewis Orford in a matter of minutes. Akpata looked to have been pushed, but Braintree carry on. And Akinde's in some room here. Here is Kyril Lesby, though. As Blackwell's in the box, tries to play in low, and what an opportunity that was. John Akinde trying to get his second goal of the evening, but blazing it over at that far post. Fortunate for West Ham, as they worked it well from the left to the right. And of course it was Akpata who got pushed, went to the ground. Braintree broke forward. It was Kyril Lisby who was in a promising position. And that ball manages to make its way through 3 Braintree players into Orford. He unlocks another nice pass out to Skulls. That's 3 lovely passes from Orford. Skulls looking to get a brace with his weaker foot, but just striking it wide. Lewis Orford really coming alive in this second half, but here's Skulls, who'd have really fancied him. Had the whole of that right side of the goal to aim for. You could see he was trying to get it into that bottom right corner. It was too far. The right of the goal, just wide. West Ham really putting their foot on the gas here. You looked like Orford was going to manage to meet that ball as he tried to take it in behind. Unable to do that. And Braintree just play it back to their goalkeeper. Swire holding his run and playing it back to Orford. Now to Rima. Slight pressure from Lisby put on Casey, but he dealt with it well. Now Skulls. Jala just losing his footing there, but had his colleague Akpata there to help him out. Now Skulls, who's playing more down the middle in this second half. That's a lovely run. Lovely layoff. Here's a Jala. Looked like a third was going to happen. A corner kick is the result. He gets it on target. The goalkeeper forced to make a save, but lovely run from Skulls, unlocking room to his left. Jala just unable to convert. Of course, he came on and played in the middle as a substitute against Fulham on Friday. He didn't look out of place, and he certainly didn't look out of place there. Knowing exactly what to do in that central attacking midfield role. And timed the pass perfectly. West Ham unable to make anything count from that corner. That's a lovely first touch, as it's brought down well by the substitute Jermaine Francis. And he wins a foul. The 22.
Substitution for Braintree coming on, number 9, Innie Effiong, replacing number 24, Rio Davison Phipps.
So, an interesting substitution made by the manager Angelo Harrop. Off comes, who was the right back, making his first start today, Rio Davison Phipps. And he's replaced by the forward, Innie Effiong. 2 goals to his name. The number 9. Can he make it more? He'll hope so. As Braintree eye an equaliser. Forced to play it back after that attack. Effiong with his first real touch of the game. He plays it out to Clampin. He fancies his chances up against Akpata, Robinson and the like. Here is Robinson sliding in on Matt Robinson, giving away a foul. You could see it was going to be a foul just after he made contact. No arguments there, but I think Robinson's just having a few words with the referee. Late challenge as Matt Robinson, fouled by Junior Robinson. It was the Matt Robinson for Braintree that took the ball beyond Robinson. Junior, that is. That saw him commit a late slide challenge. Can Braintree make something count from this? So Tom Blackwell, the number 7, to curl one in. That's a lovely delivery, and it's a goal. Braintree do make the most. And it's the substitution that's just come on. Oh no, it's not. Offside. Assistant referee with his flag raised to deny Braintree of any celebrations. But what a ball that was. Effiong in an offside position after the ball came off him last. Be found in the back of the net. Orford. So reaching the hour mark in this Group D game of the National League Cup. Match week 1 for both sides. Ajala getting us off underway early on in this first half. Cancelled out by John Akinde. But Skulls getting the Hammers back in front in the first half. Still no action in this second goals-wise, but now we have one. You could sense it was coming after the offside goal from Effiong. Now he finally gets an actual goal that will stand just after the hour mark. It's 2-2.
Number 9, Effiong.
And the player that scored Braintree's first goal in John Akinde gets the assist. Held the pass, waited to make the pass at the right time, and it was perfect timing. West Ham, with their 1-goal lead, cancelled out for a second time. Going to be another substitution as well. It's a bench of all outfield players, no substitute goalkeeper. It's either Callum Powell or Finlay Wilkinson. And it's going to be Finlay Wilkinson, who comes on for Tom Blackwell. Tom Blackwell coming off, a proper Essex player, played for Chelmsford, Canvey Island. And now, of course, Braintree, Cogglesham as well. An Essex professional. And his last bit of play was, of course, a dangerous ball in towards Effiong, which led to the offside goal. But Effiong finally got his goal, which is what sees the score level. Tarima. Much room for Swire. Patter using his body well to weave his way out of trouble. That was well done from West Ham. Scarles unable to keep it under a spell that time, but Orford poking out a leg. Braintree coming forward, brimming with confidence as they got the first goal of this second half. Now they fancy to get their noses in front for the first time this game. Can't see the passages of play, just slightly sharper from Braintree in this second half. And that's a brilliant ball. Here is Effiong for a quick brace. Leg save from Herrick. Well read there from Finlay Herrick, coming off his line. Denying Effiong of a second goal in a matter of minutes. The danger's not over yet. Very clustered penalty box, especially towards that 6-yard area. You can tell where Braintree are aiming this one. George Langston trying to find an orange shirt, and he has done, and it's 3-2! The ex-West Hammer putting the opposition in front for the first time this evening. Kyril Lisby with his 4th goal of the season, and Braintree's 3rd. The throw-in tactic working to a T. They let it bounce, and Lisby was there to pounce. Half-time team talk from Angelo Harrop has certainly worked. Of course, with the rest of the Braintree staff, that would have had their say. But what's been said has certainly worked. Now we're going to see the first substitution made by Mark Robson. And on comes Favour for Wunmi. And he comes off, or comes on, for Ollie Scarles. So Scarles, of course, with a really good opportunity in that first 15 of this second half, making a good run and playing it out to Ajala. He was unable to convert it. Louis Brown, he's on for Caelan Casey. Louis Brown, of course, ended the game in sheer disappointment, on not only his side losing 3-0, but also getting sent off for a challenge on the last, or as a last man for West Ham. Louis Brown with his first bit of defending to do. He chases it to the byline. Sees it go out for another throw. Whether it's a corner or a throw, especially in this position, West Ham will still feel just as threatened. It's that man there, George Langston, has really shown his quality in the long throw, which is a tactic you don't really see in the Premier League, of course. You can expect it at this level. Referee just having some words with John Akinde. So the referee happy with proceedings. And the assistant referee just having a last word. Again, plenty of orange shirts towards that goal mouth. Orford, aware of the danger, heading it away. Ajala playing it back to Orford. He's lost the ball though. Braintree just look to play at route one. In doing so, they see it go out of play. West Ham goal kick. Of course, only 6 fixtures left of 2024 for West Ham under-21s, 2 of which are a Premier League 2, 2 of which are the National League Cup, and 2 of which are the Premier League International Cup. So plenty of variety there when you're looking at the different tournaments West Ham still have to play for this season. Of course, in the Premier League International Cup, will be live on the West Ham YouTube channel. Lyon on the 3rd of December. Kick-off at 7 p.m, and then a week later on the 10th of December, Borussia Mönchengladbach at the same time. West Ham, as mentioned earlier, in their National League Cup game. This is one of 2 being played out in the rest of 2024. The other one is in over a month's time, in the 17th of December, against Sutton United. As for Braintree, they've got West Brom on the 3rd of December, and then Nottingham Forest on the 10th. Another throw, less threatening from Braintree. And it results with a West Ham throw. Robinson. There's a Jala holding it up. Louis Zhao, who's now in that right centre-half position, with Louis Brown slotting into the left centre-back role. Tarima having to be strong here up against the two tall frames of the Braintree left side, one of them being Finlay Wilkinson, who is the latest player to be introduced into action in Braintree colours. And here comes Clampin, curling one in with his weaker foot. Wilkinson was there. West Ham scurry it away as Ini Effiong was lurking, and he's come on to show how much of a danger he is, getting the equaliser. Clampin, throw intercepted by Robinson. Swire up against Lisby. Now Adieli. Akpata. Louis Zhao. Orford, for a brief second, looked like he lost control of the ball, but what a run that is. And he certainly didn't lose sight of the ball there as he brings it forward into an advanced position and wins a free kick in a fairly dangerous range. Brilliant run from the West Ham skipper as he's helped up by forward Meat. Finlay Wilkinson, another player into the book who's just come on. It's two players now for Braintree. First Louis Annesley, second Finlay Wilkinson, who've come on. And after seconds or minutes of being on, they've found themselves in the referee's book. Orford, wow, really fancied his chances, won the free kick and thought he'd dispatch it with some aplomb, but Coverland was there to deny him. He meant that one, swerving into that right side. As West Ham take the corner quickly. Tarima. Orford again. And a bright spark in this second half. Punched away by Coverland. Tarima is with Adieli, as is Louis Brown, the centre half, on that left side. And a handball, wasted opportunity as Brown took the throw, but it was a handball, I think, on Josh Ajalo, which just means Braintree are able to break down the momentum gathering from that West Ham attack, as it all came from Orford just moments ago, where he of course lost the ball in the centre circle, then managed to win it back, and that driving run forward where he won the free kick to try and strike it from distance and find the back of the net, but it was a brilliant save from Coverland, that man there. Here's Effiong. Big Strong, tall frame, holding off for Wunmi. Here's Wilkinson. Camplin kept in by the byline, but Braintree think otherwise, and so does the referee. Corner kick to the hosts. Billy Wilkinson, the midfielder. With the responsibility to put this ball in on this near side. Look at that 6-yard box. Unbelievably congested. As you can see where they're aiming it. As it starts to spread out, calls for shoot. The pass to Wilkinson is what was intended, but Robinson made sure to intercept it. Overland, well out of his box. West Ham throw. Warford was the intended target, but Robinson unable to find him. As Louise Howe will just watch that long ball. Ball into his possession. And here's Louis Brown. Patter. Always looking dangerous when he gets on the ball. Able to find the player on the left. Chases down the opposition to win it back. Here's Clampin. Easily dealt with for Herrick. Long ball, unable to find a player in orange, and instead it'll fall back into the team in all black. Warford unable to make much success of that run. Louisau having to stick out a leg as he had Wilkinson, who was looking to try and eye a run down that left-hand side. Well, he stop-start in the last few minutes. Braintree looking to try and make another mark on this game, as a fourth would surely see this game out of reach for West Ham. They're eyeing the sixth goal of this game to go in their favour. And here is favour for Wunmi. Wriggling through. And just kindly back to Tarima. Here is for Wunmi again. First touch just letting him down. It gets through Akpata. West Ham slightly open here. As Effiong tries to drive through Brown. And then the brute force of Ini Effiong still manages to come away with a chance. The first player was John Akinde. A real mismatch in size between Louis Brown and Akinde and Effiong there. Brown looked like he did the job for just a second, but then he had Effiong onto him in an absolute flash. So a free kick for Braintree. Wilkinson is in close proximity as Jermaine Francis walks away. It looks like it's going to be Finley Wilkinson, the latest substitute for Braintree. At first, the referee is just having some words with the Wolves, specifically Akinde and Luizao. Here's Wilkinson to make it 4. Oh, and it rattles the woodwork. And there's the 4th, but it's offside. Braintree with their 2nd goal chalked off, with the assistant referee raising his flag. But look at this for a strike. Curling and rattling the wrong side of the crossbar for Braintree. And then there was the number 5, Louis Annesley, in a position to nod it home, but at the same time being in a position that was offside. Unfortunate for West Ham. And now a goal down, just a goal down, going into the final 10 minutes. He's now trying to find Akpata. Only 2 substitutions made, by West Ham. Of course, Louis Brown came on for Caelan Casey, and for Wunmi came on for Kamari Swire. Short 2 for Wunmi. Work from the training ground. Can they make the most of it? Looked like for a brief second Luizao was going to strike it home. But the assistant referee and referee waving for a foul. A good ball for Wunmi. Just colliding with his colleague in Tarima. Losing his footing whilst he struck it. Wouldn't have counted anyway as it didn't go in. Well, probably the closest West Ham have got going to goal since the Lewis Orford strike. And this is through. Braintree, can they make it 4-2? Calls for a penalty. The referee not interested. Braintree certainly were. Once again, Tarima and Robinson having to double up on John Akinde there. Another substitution.
Substitution for West Ham United comes on.
So,
number 18, Josh
comes
Briggs,
on.
replacing number 3.
Coming on is Josh Briggs. And off comes Luizao. Sean Tarima joins Luizao in coming off. And on comes Aridas Golambekis, who's got 3 goals in 7 games to the under-18s this season. And played in the under-18s win versus Reading. Also scored in his England under-18 game recently against Sweden in a 3-1 win. Here's Swire. In fact, it was Amika Adieli who was one of the first 2 substitutions to come off. That was for Wunmi. Clamping. Here is Golambakis, who gets his first touch, but Braintree come away with it. Wilkinson trying to find Clamping on this near side. Now Robinson. He may fancy his pace here, but opts to cut it back. Felt he was fouled. But for Wunmi, brilliant work there from the youngster to win it back, but to really not make the most glamorous effort there. You could see what he was intending to do. Wasn't able to execute it in that exact moment. Forever going over and wide. Coverland. And what an attack Braintree have at the moment. It feels like every time they get forward, they cause West Ham problems. Such physical players. And good interception there, but falls kindly back to Golombekis. Feels like every time Braintree get on the ball, they're making or causing problems for West Ham. Here's Josh Briggs, who was one of the other substitutions to come on. Now Golombekis. Calls for a foul, and it goes the way of the home side. Let's see here. Neat touch from Swire towards Fawnmeet. Overland allowed to bounce. Here's Akinde, one of the danger men of the second half. Of course, in the first half, not Braintree's first goal, and he wins the free kick there. Robinson pulling the shirt, and then a slight shove from Orford, I think. Finlay Wilkinson, who's been the set-piece free kick taker since coming on, will have another go at lofting it out towards that far side. Oh! What a strike from the skipper, George Langston, who's been such a danger with the throw-ins in this second half. Was a danger man there with that strike, and the number 4 makes it 4-2 to Braintree. Chest sit down, what an angle he had to work with, but he worked well, passed the assignment, got it on target, and most importantly for Braintree, got it into the back of the net. It's been a valiant display from the Hammers. Of course, went into the half-time break 2 goals up to 1, but the half-time team talk from Angelo Harrop has certainly worked, and Braintree are looking at 3 valuable points in this new National League Cup. So West Ham now just will have to keep their heads up. Of course, there's just under 3 minutes to go. Depending on what the stoppage time is, there can always be a chance, depending on if they get a goal. And they have been outplayed in this second half by the sheer power and brute force that Braintree possess. That's what this competition is about. Giving these young players a taste of this football that you wouldn't get with academy football. So this will be invaluable to them in the long run, although will hurt this evening, I'm sure, at this level as well. Mark Phillips said on Friday about the necessity for these kind of defeats sometimes for coaches and recruitment to see what the players are made of, attitude-wise, to see if their heads drop. And they didn't drop on Friday night against Fulham, and they're not dropping tonight. Orford just unable to play that ball into the dangerous area. Briggs did get on the end of it, but headed it well wide. So into the final 60 seconds here. Golambekis. Sloppy pass, allowing Braintree to pounce. Good pressure from Robinson, keeping it in. He's got Ajala just ahead of him, unable to find him. That's a poor ball. Here's Swire to pounce. What an ending this could be if he finds the target. Corner kick.
Fourth officials indicated a minimum of 4 minutes additional time.
So 4 minutes added on
4
here.
minutes additional time.
At the Rare Breed Co Stadium. One of their sponsors, Rare Breed Meat Company. Swire unable to keep that one down. It goes well over the crossbar. So, of course, for Braintree, this win, they'll hope, will provide them some positivity going forward in the National League. Of course, they've lost their last 3 National League games prior to this game, prior to the weekend as well, where they lost to Brackley Town in the FA Cup. These kind of results will hope to spark some sort of winning streak. The last time they won a National League game was exactly a month ago today, where they beat Altrincham. They travel to Eastleigh this Saturday, where they look to try and get more points on the table to tabletop those just in front of them in Maidenhead and AFC Flyde. They currently occupy 19th and 20th. As for West Ham, here's Orford. As they're managing to find some room here late on. Swire playing it back, but they're just not really taking the shot. They're happy to just pass it, try and make a perfect opportunity. Here's Adieli. Able to find a player in West Ham away colours. Braintree, you can see the attacking intention there from Effiong. Back out to their fullback as they try to curl it in behind, but it's an important interception from Brown as it cuts off any potential opportunity of it finding its way to Akinde. As for West Ham, of course, they travel to Manchester to face Manchester United, but in fact this is their last game until the 29th of November. So a lot of time not on the pitch. They've got a fairly cramped December. 4 games, 2 of which in the Premier League International Cup, 1 of which at home to Stoke on the 14th. Of course, the National League Cup finishing their year away to Sutton. They've got 1 minute here though, as Braintree are looking to add to their 2-goal advantage. They've been dangerous from throws, unable to be dangerous from that one though. Will be a goal kick. Lundy and Swire. Now Brown. Offs it out to Golambekis. Akpata. As the referee will be blowing his whistle any minute. As he's done so, West Ham started the game off very well with Josh Ajala finding the back of the net just before the 10th minute, meeting the end of a Kamari Swire delivery. They ended the second half in style as well. A lovely composed finish from Ollie Scholes, which saw them go into the break 2-1 up, but it was a brilliant second half from Braintree as Effiong and Lisby managed to get them back in front for the first time this game and finish the game 4-2 winners. It was Langston who confirmed the win in the 86th minute as he was there to strike it home with some power. We'll now go over the goals. All 6 of them been a goal fest, and it started off that way as well, with the first 2 goals coming in the first quarter of an hour. Here was the first of the lot. That was like a while ago now, given everything that's happened since. Rajala striking it, fairly off balance, falling to the floor, but seeing his ball hit the back of the net. And then it was a sloppy pass that Akinde pounced on, unable to convert that one, but his right thigh was there to make it 1-1. 36th minute, Adieli and Akpata linking up. And Adieli doing all the work for Scholes to just slot it along the floor into the back of that net. And then this is what got us off underway in the second half. Good work between the 2 strikers there. Effiong, the substitute, making it 2-2 on the hour mark. And then just 4 minutes later, from a throw, there was Lisby to strike it goalward. Slight ricochet that saw it hit the side netting. But he won't care. And then probably the finest of the lot for Braintree. A really tight angle, but that doesn't concern George Langston, the skipper. The number 4 finishing it off to mean Braintree get all 3 points in this National League Cup affair. Thank you for joining us, everyone. You've been joined by me, Ollie Ordis, here in Braintree. It ends Braintree 4.
Bubbles in, take flight,
Remember the glory. From the Academy of Football to the champions of Europe, where our players became giants of the game and changed it forever, wearing our famous claret and blue. 60 years on, we wear the pride, we wear the passion, we wear the history, whilst making our own. Wear the greatness.
Right, you lot, today's a big day because we know West Ham United is all about putting in the hard work, grafting for the bag. Yes, let's have it! And you've worked hard. Early starts, late finishes. Oh, I've seen it. Tireless, selfless graft. We're not just cooking on the pitch. We're cooking off it too. And you do it all on your own, don't you? Well, not anymore. It's not just about the badge on your shirt. It's about what you wear on your sleeve and what that represents. Because this club don't exist without you. You pillars of the community. You champions of industry. You beautiful business owners. Now get out there and show me what you've got!
Our London, real London, nobody stays a stranger. The Bow Bells, our London calling. More than just a place, the Cockney cool heard far and wide. Graft and dedication together for the ride. Born here, raised or made here, this is home. Our differences unite us wherever we may roam. Our spirit strong, our pride runs deep. In our London, it's our dreams we keep. Through highs and lows, we rise and shine. Beyond these streets, the Bow Bells chime.
West Ham United legend Jimmy Walker has got himself in a spot of bother.
Hello, car insurance, how can we help?
Company motor's broken down. It's match day.
I know just the company for the job.
NWVA. The fastest, most efficient, cost-effective vehicle assistance company in the UK. Right, Jimmy, let's get into this game, eh?
Nice one, Tom.
NWVA are proud partners of West Ham United.